At least 10 heads of states are facing charges of corruption, and these are just the ones that have been in and out of news cycles. That's almost 1 in every 5 presidents, prime ministers or regional leaders. A shocking figure, but even more shocking, abuse of power by many.
He was recently touring India and returned home to find himself in a tizzy. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was questioned with respect to regulatory favors for a telecom firm in return for favorable news coverage. Netanyahu has denied any wrongdoing, but there are 2 other corruption charges where police have recommended that Netanyahu be charged with bribery. Current status: still running the country, but that could change if he goes to court. The final decision whether to prosecute rests with the Israeli Attorney General, a decision that could be months away. Brazil's former President Lula da Silva has been sentenced to 12 years in jail and has been ordered to serve his term from Saturday. He was found guilty of accepting nearly $1 million in bribes from a construction company. In Brazil, however, he is only one of an infamous trio of presidents facing the heat over corruption and bribery. Lula's successor, Dilma Rousseff, was impeached and removed from office. And the current president, Michel Temer's image has been tarnished by allegations of all sorts, barely shielded by congressional support. Current status: Lula wants to endlessly appeal his prison sentence and run for president again. France's former President Nicolas Sarkozy is facing the French justice system on 2 counts. One of influence peddling, trying to obtain confidential information from a magistrate. The other, accepting money from the late Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi for his 2007 election campaign. If he's so far evaded a number of allegations against him, the Gaddafi connection could be the one that sends him behind bars. Current status: can get up to 10 years in jail on current charges. This brings us to Jacob Zuma, the former South African president ousted from power in February after weeks of political deadlock. His successor, Cyril Ramaphosa, and his party, the African National Congress, had pressed on and on for Zuma to step down. He appeared in court on charges of bribery on an arms deal, as well as money laundering. Yet another leader expected to find himself in a cozy cell. Current status: kicked out of office, denying everything, jail term likely. Well, you never know. South Korea's first female president, Park Geun-hye, and first one to receive a 24-year jail term and a fine of $17 million. She was found guilty this week of 16 counts of corruption that included bribery, abuse of power and coercion. Current status: in jail at this time, with her lawyer too, who received the same jail sentence as she. He's not facing any charges, but the damage done to Shinzo Abe over a land sale scandal could spell the end of his political career. He's accused of helping a company buy government land at well below its market price. The company has ties to his wife Aki. As a result, Abe's popularity is at an all-time low. Current status: if you know anything about Japanese culture, Abe may soon not even want to step out. Carles Puigdemont, Spain's separatist leader who wants an independent Catalonia, walked out of a German jail on bail this week. But if the court did not send him back to Spain to face charges of rebellion, it did say Puigdemont could be extradited on corruption charges. Current status: the Catalan leader is alleged to have misused public funds, the least of the deeds Spain wants to nab him for, and which could get him only 6 years in jail instead of the 30 he could face for wanting a separate Catalonian state. Mauritius, and Africa's first female president, who like most women likes shopping. Sexist observers would say only a woman can lose her job over maxing her credit card. But it was a little more than that. Let's say she went shopping on the money she allegedly got for favouring organisations tied to a shady Angolan businessman. Current status, probably back in her botany books where she had excelled until she became president. He avoided impeachment and being ousted with dishonour. Peru's Pedro Pablo Kuczynski resigned last month in the wake of a graft scandal involving a Brazilian company. The 79-year-old leader had tried to wriggle his way out by pardoning former dictator Alberto Fujimori, but leaked videos exposed him. Current status, passport seized, barred from leaving the country for 18 months, and under investigation for money laundering. What do some leaders do when they want to divert attention from the millions of dollars in their bank accounts? Some dissolve parliament, like Malaysia's Prime Minister Najib Razak, who's linked to a corruption scandal involving the 1MDB state fund. Apparently that may not damage his chances in the polls next month, or so observers believe. Current status, let's wait and see, shall we? Arabella Sibelak, WION.